What's going on, Pumpkin World? I don't know why I called it Pumpkin World. I've never done that before.
I like it.
But that's how we're going to start this one today. What's going on, Pumpkin World? I got my friend Kay Goutos. Kathleen, Kay, what do you prefer?
These days, I'm going by Kay, and it is pronounced Goutos, but I'm going to go ahead and forgive you.
Goutos.
Goutos, yeah. That's okay.
You know why? It's because I literally have gout in my toes.
This tracks. Absolutely. You got it on the mind then.
I do. I have to take the medicine every day. So so I don't get gout toes.
That's actually tragic.
But
Gout is not a joke.
Okay, Goutos. It's Kay Goutos.
Yes, correct.
I said it with a little accent.
Yeah, I like that. It's a little exotic, so that works.
So yeah, are you from Glens Falls?
I'm from Lake George, actually.
You're from Lake George.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty cool.
Born and raised, no big deal.
So you're a comedian here in the local area and wherever you're summoned, I suppose.
Yes, exactly. Wherever they'll take me.
Wherever they'll take you. And you've got some shows coming up though, locally here around.
Yeah. So definitely trying to be around here as much as possible just to kind of bring comedy to the area, because I think that we could always use some more laughter around here, and it's kind of untapped. So the production side of it has been really nice, but I have a show coming up on the 30th at the Springbrook Hollow Distillery in Fort Anne.
And that is January 30th.
Yes, correct. January 30th.
And this will come out before that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
so January 30th.
Yeah.
30th. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Make sure you go check out Kay. You can find her on Instagram. What's your Instagram handle?
It's at Kay Goutos Comedy. So
all right,
pretty
Kay.
easy.
Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah. We've got to get all that in, you guys. You got to know who this is.
Yes.
You got to know where she's going to be so you can go see her. Because you just started this comedy journey. How long ago? How long has it been? 3
years is when I first started writing jokes.
Wow.
So it's kind of trucking along here. My first proper show was in May of 2023, excuse me. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's been good. It's
so we're really close to 3 years.
It's kind of crazy, you know. It started off just kind of like this crazy idea that I really needed a creative outlet. I was kind of going through some mental health stuff and really needed something to kind of get me out of it, and comedy just fits so perfectly, and I've just been so grateful.
I'm a huge comedy fan myself.
Hell yeah.
And yes, it does help everything. I mean, laughing. What doesn't laughing fix?
Exactly. Yeah.
Here's the question I have is so what pushed you from the point where I'm thinking about getting into comedy as opposed to I'm actually going to do stand up?
Yeah, so I guess that I went through a really bad breakup, and I was in a really low mental health kind of headspace, and I had always kind of been the funny person. I was class clown in high school, and classics type stuff. Yeah. And I was just I have some stuff I need to work through, so I'm just going to start seeing if I can write jokes. That was kind of the first step.
Okay.
Once I started writing jokes, I kind of couldn't stop. It just kind of kept flowing out of me. And I'm this is my chance to get on stage, because I've always wanted to perform, but I can't sing. I can't play an instrument. I mean, you know me. I've seen you perform a million times. I love to go see live music.
You're a big live music fan.
Yeah. So every time I'd go to these shows, I'd be oh, this is so much fun. But I wish I was up there. You know, I wish I was performing for people. So I kind of just started writing the jokes, and then I was this is my chance to get on stage, and it's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna try.
Uncomfortable.
It's gonna be so uncomfortable.
I commend the shit out of you, because I couldn't it's one of the most horrifying things.
It is. It's so vulnerable. And it's so interesting how it's the one-man show. And I always have so many musicians who are I can't do that. I can't imagine. And I'm well, it's right back at you, you know? It's hard to get on stage in general.
That's the mutual respect between musicians and comedians, because I don't know, we've crossed paths. You've crossed paths with a lot of comedians.
Exactly.
And I feel we all want to beat each other.
Yes, it's so true. Yeah.
So I want to be, I respect these comedians. I respect comedy. I'm man, that is, I really respect that. And they're man, but it's not you get up there and you play. I'm no, but you do that.
Exactly.
And it's just this back and forth.
It's every time.
We want the other one or something.
It's so true. And with music, I always find it so interesting when you're in a band. I can't imagine having to run sets by other people, all be on the same page, all be cohesive, everyone getting along. Like there's so much more to it. Like for me, it's just like, I just got to get up there by myself. And like, if I bomb, that's on me. But
you have to sit in it alone too.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of cruel in that sense.
Oh,
like,
God, painful.
I know.
See, one of the reasons like I wanted to play in a band was like the camaraderie.
Exactly.
Unless you're like a twin comedy duo, like the Sklar brothers or something. But
yeah, it is kind of a solo act. But then once you get into it, you realize how much of a community there really is. And then, you're performing on showcases and you are performing with your friends, even if you're not on stage with them, you guys are all in it together,
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool.
So you started out really before even thinking about doing stand-up, you were writing jokes.
Yeah, that was like my first step. And I kind of have like a, I don't know, kind of a weird, like, go about it. I got into it. I started writing jokes and I was working at the Trap at the time. And I went to my boss and I said, hey, I want to do a comedy show here. Like, could that be a thing? And he was like, yeah, sure.
That's a good way to get in.
So I had my first show booked before I had even done an open mic. And that's just like unheard of in the comedy world. Like I had no idea how ass backwards I did everything until I was in it.
You kind of just dove head first.
Yeah. So I like had this like gig planned months in advance. So that felt good though, because I felt like I knew what I was preparing for. I knew I had a time. I knew that by this time I had to have a set ready. But as time went on, my boss was just like, you're going to go to like an open mic, dude? Like you can't just like hop on stage for your
first. Are you sure? I feel like
I'm like, I think I got this. Like I was very delusional. I'm not going to lie. Like it was like a crazy time, a little bit of a manic episode.
I was going to say, was this a manic episode?
It was very manic. I was like convinced that like my debut show, like I was like, I'm going to be famous from this. Like it was a tough time.
We all get a little delulu sometimes.
But you have to. Like
if you're going to try.
Exactly. Like I don't think I would have been able to do it unless I had that delusion.
I feel like I spent the first half of my 20s being completely delusional.
Yeah, it's funny how yeah, absolutely. It's so relatable.
You're like, this shit's gonna be on Netflix, right?
Literally,
this is my Netflix special.
I'm like, someone's gonna discover me in this fucking garage fucking like, venue. And I'm gonna kill it.
The scouts are coming.
It did not go like that. I mean, it was still it went as well as it could have, considering.
You started, though.
I did.
The main key is you got started.
You have to start, and you have to just like, you have to let go of being worried about what people are going to think, because it's so vulnerable.
So jumping into that first show and like not doing an open mic first, when you were up there, and even though you'd probably prepared, you'd probably gone through your set a bunch of times, how different did it feel being in front of the people? Especially probably a lot of people that too.
It was. So I ended up sneaking in a few open mics right before the show, so that I could have like a little bit of a more comfortable on stage, because I was in musicals and stuff in high school, so it's not like it was going to be the first time I'd ever been on stage.
Yeah, you're a little used to it.
So I had like a little bit of that going for me, but finally like getting up there, you don't realize really what it's going to be like, and yeah, I hyped this shit up so much and had so many people like just supporting me, because we have such a great community here, as you know, that like everyone was like, cool, you're doing comedy? I don't know anyone who does comedy. Let's go. And I tricked everybody by making it on my birthday too. So I was like, this is just my birthday party. You have to come and you have to watch me eat shit on stage. There were 70 people there.
That's like really good.
To this day, it was the most I've ever brought. Like I think I kind of fucked
70, yeah.
Because they saw me essentially bomb, and then a lot of them have not come to see me since, which I respect, but I've gotten a bit better since then. So if you want to give me another go, please
give her another go. If you saw her on her the first time, don't it's that 3 years.
It's exactly. I've put in a lot of reps. I've been on stage a lot more since then.
You really put yourself out there though. Like,
I really did.
Boom.
And people were like, I was like, yeah, I'm doing a debut show. It's going to be an hour long. And people are like, what do you mean?
That's a lot of comedy.
They go, what do you mean you have an hour? And I let people get to me being like, you don't have an hour material. That's not possible. So I just kept writing. It was way more than an hour when it came down to it.
Because you were so paranoid that you weren't going to have a full hour.
When I tell you that there's some of the jokes from it I still use to this day, so it wasn't all for naught. But like, it was rough. And it was pretty much just like a therapy session because I just like went from my childhood into like
it's like autobiographical.
Exactly. Like I read out of my childhood diary at some point. It was art. I don't know what else to call it. It was
performance art.
I had it on YouTube for a while. It's not listed.
It's not there anymore.
Not publicly listed. It's still there, but you can't.
You're like, it's for me to keep myself in check.
It was in like 4 different parts because it was
that long.
It was that long, and the first part got like over 100 views, and then the next parts did not get as many views because people were like, ew. You know
what I love though is like you're very reflective, incredibly self-aware about that.
Oh
which
yeah,
is very. I mean, that's 3 years ago, but like you're like I can look back on that and be like, oh, what the fuck was I thinking?
Oh yeah, the delusion has worn off a little bit since then. Where I'm just like and I just know comedy better now, and I know what I'm capable of now, and what I've done. Where I'm like, wow, that was night and day, but. It served its purpose. It put me on the map. People think of comedy in the area and they think of me and that's good, you know? And like, it was really vulnerable. And I honestly I think I really needed that. Like, it was just like a therapy session.
Yeah, literally just shoved me off the cliff.
Exactly.
Like, straight off.
This is my heart and soul. This is why I am the way I am.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys still love me, but if you don't, I don't blame you.
Yeah. And if you need to know again, she'll make those YouTube videos public again.
One day. I like to tell myself that like, when I do get the Netflix special one day, that's going to be kind of like, I'll be able to release like clips of that and be like, this was the debut show. And people are going to be like, yikes. But in like a good way.
Like, you can do commentary on it.
Exactly.
But you said you still have, you still have some jokes you still tell?
I have a few from that.
What's a joke that like, you're just like, this is like a staple, like this is my staple joke. I love this joke. I'm never going to stop telling it.
I guess I have a few of them. Jokes are weird like that too, where like they like adapt over time and like you can add to them, you can take away from them, you can build off of them, you can like kind of weave them in with some other stuff to make it flow better. So it's kind of hard to say what ones that I'm like, I have this one joke about mayonnaise from that show. That like, it's super silly.
Yeah, it's
but like
silly joke.
It hits, you know?
If it hits, it hits.
You know, and I'm just like, whatever. Like this obviously wasn't my most vulnerable joke from that, but it still works. And I have a few other random ones too that I'll kind of sneak in, but
you're like fallback jokes kind of.
Yeah,
like...
kinda. Yeah, it's interesting because there's no guarantee that they're going to hit every time though. So that can be discouraging. Like you can have a joke that has hit, that has gotten a lot of laughs. You have evidence of it, but then you'll use it in a different situation with a different crowd and it just doesn't hit. And sometimes you want to be like, screw that joke, I'm never doing it again. But I always tell people like, give the joke as many chances as you gave your ex. Like really give it a chance because you never know. Like, and
You're
it just
like,
depends.
I just keep telling it
over and over. I won't give up. Like,
I love him.
Exactly.
I love him.
I love him so much. He'll change, okay?
He said he would.
Exactly.
This question's actually even better now because after talking about your first show, did you feel more scared before the first show or after the first show?
Oh, that is a really good question. I want to say probably after. I think like after the come down of like the like weird high of just like manic, like it kind of like set in where it was very much like it felt more real, where it was like now I have a chance. Like, is that going to be just like the one and done type thing? Like I tried comedy and then that's it. I was like, or am I going to like really try to see what it takes to like run with this? And I think that's when the nerve started hitting because I was like, I'm going to have to do that over and over and over again, essentially.
But it's going to get less and less uncomfortable.
Exactly. It's going to get tighter. It's going to be shorter. Yeah.
It's good. And I know I've seen you do a ton of things since then.
Yeah.
Which is great. You're really doing it.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
It's so hard.
Dude,
it's the hardest thing I've ever done, but it's humbling and it has empowered me in so many ways.
Yeah.
And it's helped me heal through a lot of stuff because I've went through some really heavy things, and to be able to dissect those things and put like a funny take on it and you just realize that you're not so alone, that other people have gone through similar things. And if you can laugh at like a messed up thing that's happened to you, then you've like regained your power. You know what I mean?
It's like the most human thing. Like,
exactly.
To just be able, when you can laugh at something and like you regained, I feel like you really regained your power
exactly.
back.
And then, you just own it at that point. And the second you own like the mistakes you've made or what you've been through, the like it just gives you an opportunity to grow from it and to just be the best you that you can be. I don't know. It's been amazing.
That's and it's been amazing to watch and just like see. I love seeing like on Instagram, like, oh, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here.
Yeah.
I mean, just doing it, just live entertainment to me is just. I mean, it's becoming kind of not as treasured as it once was with the internet and everyone's scrolling.
It's so true.
So it's like the only thing the robots can't take from us.
Exactly.
Is a live performance.
It's so true. Absolutely. And I'm sure you know all the ins and outs of networking within the industry and stuff where, you learn so much that you realize that being funny is like half the battle, like
if even that
exactly
much.
Like you can be I have so many like comedy friends who are so funny, but like their biggest obstacles are stage presence, being comfortable on stage, and networking and marketing,
self-advocating.
It's a whole thing. And luckily I feel like I have a little background with the marketing from my massage business where, and I've made a lot of connects in the live music industry that has translated very well to the comedy.
I think just knowing people.
That's all it really takes. You know?
Yeah. So you're also a licensed massage therapist.
I am. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And that's how you really, that's I guess that's how we met, I guess. Cause through festivals and stuff.
Yeah.
And you were at the Summit.
Yeah.
And I've seen you at, countless festivals. And then what was really cool this year was to see you emceeing Rock the Dock.
I know.
Totally different.
That was really fun. It was kind of cool to see my growth in that realm. Like I started doing, chair massage at Rock the Dock, like when it first started, like for the public, so doing chair massage and, sharing, that healing property was really nice with people and a great way to connect with everybody. And then I kind of moved up a little bit and I started doing backstage massages for festivals. And that was really nice because I felt like I was one step closer to like being a part of the production, if you will,
Totally.
So if I'm giving a massage to these musicians, they feel better, they play better. Cool, and I feel like I was doing something bigger there. But every time I was just like, oh, like I'm not quite doing what I want to do.
I just want to be on stage.
I just want to be up there.
Hey, I totally get it.
Yeah. So for Rock the Dock, I'm good friends with Luke Dow who puts it on.
Yeah.
And I asked him, not this past year, but the year before, I'm like, do you ever want to host? And he's like, I wish you asked me this before. I already have someone, but next year. And I was like, okay. And then
next year came.
And I followed up. I was hey, remember when you said next year?
Yeah.
And he was like, let's do it. And that was just beautiful for it to kind of come to fruition. And then I just saw him the other day. I'm like, so Rock the Dock this year, huh? He goes, dude, you're doing it until you tell me you don't want to do it anymore. And I was like,
sweet, I got a yearly gig at least.
So it's just cool because that was the most, even though I wasn't doing comedy, that was the most amount of people I've ever been in front of on stage. And even if I'm just up there bringing bands up, it's good. You're in front of people and you're getting comfortable being in front of that many people. You're talking, and I like to be the center of attention. So it just works out.
You really have to want to be, because
exactly.
If not, it's like if you can't self-advocate, like in that industry, I guess in music industry too nowadays, but like you said, I would say it's less than half like how good you are at comedy and more how good you are at marketing and being annoying on social media.
I know.
And you don't want to be annoying. I'm annoying too. Like you have to be kind of annoying.
Yeah, I made peace with that a long time ago with my massage business, just like promoting that and blasting that on socials. Where there's some moments where I'm like, oh, this is so cringe. Like there are probably some people who like see my post and they're just like, okay, we get it, whatever. Hopefully they just silence me. I don't care.
I get that all the time. People will message me.
But the algorithm is working against us. Like if we don't post enough, if we post too much, you can't freaking win. So I'm just like, I'm going to promote. I'm doing stuff that I love to do and I'm having fun with it and I'm proud of that. And if people want to support, then they will. And if they don't, then whatever.
That's all the millennials that I've had on here, this has been the common thing.
Yeah.
and when I had Frankie, Lake George, another Lake George person, he's like, I post when I post. If it does well, it does well. And if it doesn't, Oh, that sucks.
Exactly. Yep. So be it. Yeah.
Because we can like, and I've tried, we've all tried to like figure out like, okay, what's a good time like for me to post my stuff?
my
and then
God.
it's like, well, if it's Wednesday and it's raining outside, I'm like,
I've fallen down that rabbit hole too. And now I'm just like, there's no rhyme or reason. I'm posting what I'm posting and it is what it is. Hopefully
they're like, well, it's Martin Luther King Day, so things are going to behave a bit differently.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
Like, okay.
Yeah, well, what, more people are not working, so they're on their phones?
Yeah,
Then
but they're
post.
out on the with family. They try to. It's crazy. If you try to figure it out, you'll really just drive yourself
exactly
insane.
It's so true.
Like, was there a moment where you thought like? So after the first show, obviously, after the come down of the first show, was there a moment where you had to like, devil versus angel, where you're like, I might actually keep doing this or something? I was like, don't do this anymore.
Yeah. So that was, my birthday was May 20th. So that was like the start of summer. And then in the summer, I was like working and I would try to hit a couple mics here and there. I did like another couple shows at the Trap, like some showcases and stuff. And like things were like kind of okay, but they weren't kind of progressing how I want them to. But I remember very clearly there was a moment that I was living in my parents' basement at the time. I was like laying in bed, just like rotting in bed all day, and I'm laying there and I'm dreaming this like beautiful life of comedy and like fame and all this stuff that I want. And I'm like, oh, I want this so desperately. And I just was like, you're not going to get there sitting in your parents' basement, like you have to put in some real work, and it's not going to be easy. And if you want to do it, you've got to like commit, So like after that moment, I was like, I'm going to start treating open mics like they're like a second job, so
that's a good way to look at it.
I was like, if I don't have anything else going on, then I'm going to be there. And it doesn't matter that I have to drive all the way over to Saratoga or all the way to Albany, back and forth, I got to put in those minutes. There's no shortcut.
It's true. You really do. I mean, it's the, what is it? I don't know what it is in comedy, but in music, they say 10 years. You got to get those 10 years.
It's the 10 years. It's so weird. Because I started doing research. I'm like, all right, if I give myself like an actual timeline, that just helps me with making things feel like more realistic and like that I can actually take steps to get there. So I started like dissecting. I'm like, how long did it take for this comedian? And it's like this weird 10 year, and it must just be an industry thing where it's just like, the reps and the connections and the time, it catches up with you, and then you just pray that everyone else,
I think it's just
buys into it.
It's 10 years or so, give or take.
But
that seems to be a common theme.
It is,
with like, you got to grind for 10 years.
Exactly. And I was like, well, 10 years is going to pass no matter what.
Well, now 10 years doesn't seem like that long anymore.
Exactly. And like at the time, I only like 3 months into it, I was like, 10 years, oh my God. Now it's been 3 years and, I'm on my way.
You're on your way. And I mean, 7 more to go.
Yeah, exactly.
We should be rolling in the dough here.
Exactly. So we'll just keep trucking along.
You never know like what's going to happen along the way. It doesn't always.
Don't know.
And the thing is, I was just thinking about and talking about was how success isn't totally linear. It's
exactly.
not like, hey, now I'm fully successful and everything's going to be great.
Totally. No.
You could get a cool spot on something and then be like, okay, that helped me, but I'm still grinding.
Exactly. And you're like, oh, it's a step in the right direction now.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So what aspect of it do you think is harder? Writing jokes alone or standing there waiting for laughs?
I would say waiting for the laughs, because when you're writing the jokes, that delusion starts to come in again, where you're by yourself and you're like, that's fucking funny. You know what I mean? You're like, people are going to eat this up. And it's like this weird, like, I don't know. It's like, you just are like, ooh, like I'm getting chills just thinking about it. I don't know. Yeah.
If they don't think this is funny, there's something wrong with them.
Exactly. But then it's the most humbling thing when like you're like, so you really think that this is such a great joke, and then you go and you try it and then you get no laughs and you're like, okay, like maybe it wasn't as good, or maybe it just needs some work. Maybe it just like, it needs to like be set up differently. And so I think the most vulnerable is when you're up there and you say something and it's just like crickets and you're just like, all right. And then you just move on.
You got to move on. What are you going to say? Be like, oh, I guess you guys didn't like that.
And that's something that a lot of people do. And to me, that's the most cringy thing.
To acknowledge
I don't like that. Some people like, and sometimes you get a laugh from that, but that seems like a cheap laugh to me. Like that's not
the easy way out.
I don't like that. Like if someone doesn't like my joke and I get no laughs, I just go on to the next one. And
Yeah.
there are a lot of comics that will be like, well, that didn't hit like I thought it'd be. And I'm just like, oh, that's so hacky. I don't know.
They thought it was funny last night.
I don't like that. Oh, that always pisses me off. I'm like, just make peace with the fact that it didn't hit right now, you know? Like,
Yeah.
like forgive yourself and move on, you know?
Yeah, like it's the same with anything you do in life. It's not always going to hit.
Yeah.
See, we have these instruments and stuff to hide behind and each other. And we can dabble our toes in some little comedy if we feel like it. And everyone's like, oh, they're so cute. And then, oh, they tell little jokes.
It's
but
so
it's
true.
not just standing up there, you know, like I'm a comic. This is what I know. It's like, oh, we know we're going to play a song in a second.
Yeah. And then I've also, it's interesting too with music, I've found obviously like, I know that you guys, you know, in Wild Adriatic, you guys have amazing original music and stuff.
Thank you.
Like, I love your guys' stuff, but like, of course, you guys always have some like covers that you can fall onto or fill the time with that you know people love. Like, this is a classic song that everybody loves, but like in comedy, like,
There's no covers.
I can't do that. I can't
Stealing jokes.
Exactly. That's called stealing jokes, and you're getting canceled. You know, like, it's so weird in that sense. Like, it's very different in that aspect.
I could see like somebody who's bombing hard and just grabbing onto another comedian's jokes. I know it happens.
It happens all the time.
And they're just like, I'm struggling, and they panic, and they're just like, I'm going to tell this. I know this is a trial
or
and
like
true
it's
bit.
or it's like a street joke. Or then there's even like, I hear some comics they'll do like something that I know I saw on Instagram, like as like a reel or a meme or something, and that always makes me like throw up in my mouth because I'm just like, ugh. Like it's one thing like these like ideas are common that people make jokes about, but when it's like cut and paste, ugh.
Yeah, if it's like got the same formula, the same layout.
It's like, no.
There's so many ways to say the same thing.
Exactly.
So you can say the same thing in a completely different way and not be have it not be a ripoff. But I'm sure being in this world now and like your algorithm is probably a lot of comedy.
Exactly.
So you see all these jokes, and I bet there's some jokes that just float around.
Oh yeah, I'll be in real time at a show and I'm just like, why does that sound familiar? I've never seen you before. And I'm like, well,
I saw it on Instagram by some guy who lives in Delaware.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, everyone and a lot of people are in it. It's a very egotistical thing, you know. So a lot of people are up there. A lot of comics that I work with, like comedy is all that they have in, like all the good thing that they have in their life, which I totally understand that.
Yeah.
So they kind of, I think that there's that added pressure, you know, where it's just like,
That's where all the self-deprecation comes
exactly. Or it's just like, I'm not going to live I'm not going to see another day if I don't get these laughs, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just,
Yeah, it's scary.
yeah, it can put a lot of pressure on people. You know?
And I think it's the real life version of releasing a Instagram reel and hoping it does well.
Exactly.
Except you're in person with real people, and you don't just go, "Oh, my posted shitty." You're standing up there going,
yeah, looking at everybody.
Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah, I'm in
Thanks.
Kay Goutos. See you later. It's so cringe.
So when you finally got to your first, you did your show first, which is obviously
Yeah.
incredibly unheard of. But when you first got to your open mic, what was like your first open mic like?
Okay, so the first open mic I went to was like a couple weeks before my debut show, and I went to the Saratoga Comedy Works. They have an open mic every Friday, and it starts at 10 o'clock, so it's like after the professional shows. And I went to that, and I went with a friend, and we were sitting there, and I saw like a bunch of people go up there, and I had like a set list. There was some jokes from my show that was coming up that I wanted to try out and see. But when it came down to it, I'm like, I'm going rogue. I'm like, I'm just gonna tell a funny story, you know?
abandoned it.
And that's a really popular thing for people to do, is just like go up there and tell a funny story. Because when you tell a funny story with your friends and you get all those laughs, it just kind of makes sense that you can like try that out first, right? So I went up there, went a little rogue, and I told this story. It's long-winded. It's about this time I was in Australia. Got a couple laughs. I was quite squirrely. I was like kind of walking back, pacing a lot, kind of weird, and I didn't really want to be in the spotlight, but like was trying to.
You're in and out.
Felt really weird, but I got off stage, and then you just get bum rushed by all the guys because there's not a lot of girl comics in the scene.
That's right. There's
Yeah, so I just kind of got bum rushed by all the dudes, which is funny now because they're all my friends, but at the time I had never met any of these people. So they're just like, wow, was that your first time? I'm like, yeah. They're like, well, that was pretty good. You should try this, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, at the time I'm just like, wow, like these guys must really know what they're talking about. Like, I'll take their advice. And now I'm just like, these fucking assholes. No, this guy has no idea what he's talking about. So funny. And then they catch wind wind. I come back, a couple times after. They catch wind that I have a debut show. And they're all trying to, hey, you need an opener? Hey, you need this?
Of course.
And I'm just like, no, I'm doing a one-woman show. And they're like, what? Yeah, literally, they're like, well, come on, we'll get them warmed up. I'm like, go book your own show. You know what I mean?
Find your own trap.
Exactly. Like, stop trying to like hop on mine, So, but it went pretty well.
That's good.
Yeah, it was like pulled the Band-Aid off, just ripped it right off. And it just, they say it gets easier every time, but it gets back and forth. It gets easier, then you're like sick, and then it gets really hard again, and then it gets easier.
So I guess what really gets easier to handle is just the awkwardness.
Exactly.
Level. And you just get used to it.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
So how do you know when when a joke is dead versus it needs time or refinement?
It's hard to know for sure. I guess that there's some weird equation in my mind where it's like I've given it enough times. I'm not feeling it anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of like, I don't even know if it's funny anymore.
This isn't funny.
This just isn't funny. I've tried to set it up differently. I've tried this. I've tried that. It's just not working. And you just kind of put it to rest. But it's weird because sometimes you can bring it back. Like that happened recently. I actually
reframe it a little bit.
Yeah, I did a joke the other day. And it's some joke about toothpaste. It's so fucking random. And my buddy was like, dude, I like that toothpaste joke. That's new. I go, that's 2 years old, actually. He goes, what, you just been like sitting on it? Like, why didn't you do it? I'm like, I did it a couple times 2 years ago and it felt kind of flat. So I just kind of like tucked it away.
It could be like delivery confidence.
And that's what he said. He goes, your writing was ahead of your stage presence and you finally have caught up with your writing.
Oh yeah. And if you started writing before you started telling
exactly.
jokes,
so I was like, I guess that makes sense. So sometimes I'll bring them back, but it can be tempting to try to bring something back that you're like, this just, in no world is this ever going to work.
No, that's really good though. It's a good point. Because it's hard to tell like through different crowds, like, is this joke bad or is this crowd, am I telling it wrong? Am I framing it wrong?
And especially at open mics too, because most of the time open mics, the only people in the crowd are other comics. And a lot of the times they're not going to give it to you unless it's a really, really good joke, And, and if they've heard it a few times, they're just not laughing. So you can't always define a joke based on the open mic. Sometimes you have to bring it to a real stage just to see, just to make sure. But that can feel really vulnerable when you're like, oh, there's got no laughs at the open mic. I'm going to go just do it on stage now for a proper show.
Well, that's like that brings me perfectly to, have you ever loved a joke that the audiences clearly didn't?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
You're like that whole first show.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh, that happens quite frequently. And it's interesting too, especially depending on what you're touching base on, like the jokes I've mentioned so far have been on like mayonnaise and toothpaste. Obviously, those are some quite light topics.
Yeah, you get deep into it.
I have some jokes about rape. I have some jokes that are like, you really push the envelope and stuff. And especially as a woman, a lot of the times people do not like it. And they're and the first time I did my rape joke, I got a bunch of, I know, it sounds horrible. I'm so sorry. I swear it's good.
You're not the only one with, but you guys, there's a lot there. There's other rape jokes out there.
The first time I did my rape joke, a joke at an open mic, I got booed and I freaked out. I go, fuck you all. If I was a guy talking about rape, you guys would eat it up. But just because a girl says the R word, like I was pissed. And everyone was like, what was that? I'm like, I'm sick of the double standards, Ooh. So I got like really spicy with that. That felt really good. But it's funny. I'm actually dating a comic now, and so
congratulations.
Thank you. So things are really great with that, but he's like kind of like a little ghostwriter for me because he's been doing it for like 8 years too. So he's like way more established. Like he knows what he's doing. So I'll be like, I go, all right, I got this rape joke. How can I make it a little easier?
Yeah.
And it turned out that if I just go up there and say rape, it's a little offensive. But if I say date rape, it has this like little barrier that lightens it a little bit, and unfortunately makes it a little bit more relatable for a lot of people too.
I think so.
You know, and ever since I just made that one adjustment of one word, it gets laughs every time. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like the formula is so weird.
It's like the formula for social media works in real life too.
Exactly.
Oh, I got to frame this perfect.
So weird.
Oh God.
And then so that's how I can lighten it up a little bit depending on the crowd. And then I was like, all right, well, let's see if I can like make it really dark and see if that hits. So I say alley rape instead, and that somehow hits, but just rape is not okay.
You can't just say.
You can't just say rape.
Just
I don't know. It's interesting.
I like these rules.
Yeah.
Like the unwritten rules of like social normalcy.
You don't know until you get in there, and but it kind of makes sense when you think about it. You know, like that sounds way more offensive. I don't know. It's weird. He helped me a little bit with the structure of it too. Sometimes I tend to be a little wordy and I also all my jokes are really like based on experience in my own life and stuff. So sometimes I'm just like telling too many details of what happened or over-explaining. He's just like, cut out the fluff, get to the point. Yeah. And that kind of helps too.
That's so handy.
So
to have
helpful.
Like that.
Yeah. He helps so much with my joke writing.
That's awesome.
Super grateful for that. We just riff all the time.
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh, I bet. It's gotta be fun.
Yeah. It's so much fun.
Until one of you is like, I'm funnier.
Well,
I'm louder.
Well,
funnier.
What we'll do is we'll riff and we'll come up with a joke together. And we'll be like, all right, whose joke is that? You know what I mean?
That's
and sometimes we'll both try it out in our own like words in our own way and see. And then sometimes like, all right, that worked better for you.
You should bring a decibel meter to each of your like open mic and be like, all right, I'm going to tell this joke. You bring your decibel meter. I'll bring mine.
We'll see how the laughs come in.
I think mine's a little higher than yours.
So true. Exactly. There's definitely been times when I'm like, all right, you can have that one.
Yeah, you got to decide whose it is.
Yeah.
So what's more brutal for you? A quiet room or a room laughing at the wrong part?
Oh, that's a really good question. I would have to say just a quiet room, I guess, just because you're just like, it's so cringe, and and then like time goes by so much weird, like so much slower, and then you're just like scrambling, and then you feel like your nerves come up even more, even if you already feel like you're comfortable, all of a sudden you're not so comfortable anymore. If people are laughing, whatever, but it can be kind of frustrating when they're laughing at the wrong time.
You're like, are you just going to laugh at anything?
Exactly. Like it can be like a little discouraging when it's like a crowd that's just like a really easy laugh, but ultimately that's the goal. So it's just kind of like whatever. Because I'm an easy laugh. Like when I'm in a crowd and
you like to laugh.
I love to laugh. It does not take a lot to make me laugh. Like I've had multiple comics say like, you're a better audience member than you are a comedian. I'm like, all right, sure you know?
No, that's good, I think.
But like, yeah, people really are grateful for that.
You're a fan of comedy.
Exactly. And I have a really loud, obnoxious laugh too. So it takes up a lot of the room. But yeah, I mean, if people are going to laugh whenever, sure, as long as they're laughing.
It's better than like just, the silence is brutally painful.
It sucks.
It's like playing a song and then dead silence. That actually happens to me now more than when I play like by myself.
That
because
makes
I'm
sense.
I'm more like background noise.
Exactly.
So I don't take it personally.
You shouldn't. And I think that's also kind of like an advantage, I will say too, when you have a solo gig like that, or even just when you're in the band playing, where it's like people can talk over and like do their thing, and it's not going to really take away from the experience for anything.
Yeah.
But like if people are yapping during a comedy show, it's the worst. It's the worst for the other audience members. It's the worst for the comic. It's distracting. It takes away from the whole thing.
Why are you there if you're going to talk through it?
Exactly. It's so annoying.
Do you feel like you're like a different version of yourself when you're on stage?
I feel like I'm just like a heightened version of myself. Yeah, I
turn the volume
exactly.
up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just myself, just a little bit more manic spazzy, I'd say.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because I've tried to play around with like different characters, if you will, not on purpose. I actually had a show. They do a competition, the Capital Region's Funniest Comic Competition. And I actually made it to the semifinals this year,
nice.
So I was really grateful for that. But the first show that I had to do, I had vertigo. I was so sick. I almost asked if someone could switch with me so I could do a different night. But I was like, I'm just gonna go with it and I'm gonna do my best. But I went up there and I had a completely different vibe than I usually do. Very much just like half dead. And I killed.
Oh,
it
no.
was so weird. And all the other comics are like, hey, whatever you did tonight, you should do that more. I go, I'm sick.
I feel like shit.
I'm like on my deathbed. That's so mean. And like,
Whoa.
so I've tried to bring that kind of vibe back, but it's not easy to tap into because that's not me.
Yeah, and if it's not you, it's
so
you.
I don't want to force it.
You're like,
but,
sorry, that's me at 50%.
exactly. But I guess it was just like I was doing some like heavier, like hard hitter jokes. Like I did the rape joke and I did some other stuff too that are a little, and I guess when I was less spazzy with it and more like nonchalant, like I don't really care. It just people kind of ate it
They
up.
like the delivery.
It was weird. I was like, ugh, I guess I'll try to be like that, but
Yeah, you know what? No,
I
you
know.
be you.
Yeah,
that doesn't sound like you
exactly.
at all.
I'm like, what am I gonna have to put another 3 years of being this like random weird nonchalant bitch?
You just stick with your what you like.
Exactly.
What you're not being like.
It's already hard enough getting up there and like putting on a show. I don't want to have to put another layer of being
You don't
a
want to
completely
Gilbert
different person.
Godfrey yourself and talk in that voice for the next 40 years.
Now what? Like, yeah, now this is just me, I guess.
I'm talking like this forever now. Like how it doesn't even. And then I hear him talk normally. I'm like, ow.
Exactly.
I thought that was his voice.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
So
true.
that would have sucked.
Yeah, but it was humbling to say the least. Someone's like, whatever you did tonight, keep it up. I'm like, great.
I get that. So that brings me to like, does a comedy mess with your confidence off stage at all? Like, especially times like that.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. I would say, if I have like a proper bomb, I get off stage and I'm just like, some hit harder than others, like sometimes I'm just like, whatever, it wasn't my night, and I just kind of move on. And then there's other nights that I'm like, what am I doing? Like, who do I think I am? Like, is it worth it? Like, why do I do this to myself? Like, the insecurities can creep in a little bit, but then you just say, remember all those times you killed it and how good that felt, and you have to make peace with it a lot.
Right, that's
easy.
the thing. You really have to make peace with it.
It's like we talked about. It's a very egotistical craft,
Yeah.
So it's very much you're just like. It can very much feel like the end of the world. And it can very much feel like, wow, everyone hates me. I don't know. It's weird,
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I mean, it's funny because frontman syndrome, people are like, oh yeah, the guy's a narcissist. It's like, maybe, I mean, I wouldn't say I was, but I had like a lot of confidence in my early 20s and stuff, but like you have to.
You have to. Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, when you do it, and I'm sure the more you do it, you start to get humbled.
It's so true. Absolutely.
By everything.
Yeah,
the more you travel around, the more you're like, I think I'm pretty good or whatever. And like you travel and you're like, I'm just this dude or I'm just this chick and who lives from upstate New York.
Exactly. Who am I?
Yeah, I'm a blip.
Yeah. And it feels very much like one step forward and two steps back a lot of the times. And it's just like, but you just wake up another morning and you just remember why you love it.
And you have a cool community.
Really good community, yeah.
And that's important.
It's so important. Yeah, the Albany comedy community is actually incredible. I'm so, so grateful. Lots of really great support. Not a lot of gatekeeping, which is really nice.
Yeah, that is good.
A little bit when I first started a few years ago, it felt that way. But I feel like we've all kind of opened up a little bit more and like it feels a little bit more welcoming, which is really nice. Like we went to Austin in May and hit up a couple mics, and the community there, they're cutthroat. I mean, they're the comedy mecca right now. So like it's just like they were I had like a really bad experience there, and
I'm sorry.
It was shitty. I like went to an open mic, and I was the only chick there, and these guys were going and everyone was bombing, and this one guy went up there and he started bombing and he just zeroed in on me and he's like, so what are you doing here? Like, and are you a comic?
So he started.
I'm like, yeah, I'm a comic. I'm on the list. And he's just like, oh, well, you better be good because you haven't been laughing at anyone's jokes. I'm like, well, I'm funnier than you guys, because like, what do you, I'm not going to let you walk all over me.
What an asshole.
You know what I mean? And meanwhile, my boyfriend's sitting right next to me, not laughing at any jokes either.
Yeah.
They don't even look at him.
They targeted you.
This ego that they're like, this girl is in the crowd and she's not laughing at my jokes. So
I would have laughed if it was funny.
Exactly. I'm like, I'm not saying you guys aren't funny. Like you obviously just are working out some new stuff, like
it wasn't funny today.
Yeah. What do you want from me? And after that, like I had to sit around because I'm not going to leave. And then I had to make I had to accept my fate that I'm going to go up there and bomb no matter what I do, because these people have they hate me now.
Could be the most brilliant set.
Exactly. So I went up there, got no laughs, and was just like, whatever. It is what it is. But I made me really grateful for the Albany comedy scene.
Yeah. That's when you travel outside and then you're like, oh, it's really nice to play at home or do a gig at home or anything.
And not for nothing, it's the South too. So it's just like, they're just like, what are you doing out of the kitchen?
Yeah.
Very much.
Yeah, still, and I feel like people think Austin is like, oh, it's like Brooklyn down in Texas, but it's a mix. There's still really some some cowboys.
For sure. So I was just like, I'm going back to New York.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it pissed me off, but it is what it is.
Yeah, you learn from all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever questioned yourself and like, am I a comedian yet? When am I actually a comedian?
Yeah. Oh, wow. You got lots of great questions.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I think the delusions kind of took over where I was just like, I'm a comedian. I have a show booked. Like, I was very much like, I'm doing it, and I was aware enough where I was like, it's a crack at stand up, maybe
wasn't full.
Maybe I do it and then I never do it again, and that's fine, but at least I put my truth out there and I put myself out there and I got on stage like I wanted to. I would say kind of after I had that moment in my parents' basement and started like really going to the mics and really prioritizing it, I'm like, who's to say I'm not a comedian? I'm being booked on shows and I have it in my profile on Instagram. So.
No, but for real, if you're booked on shows, you're doing it.
Yeah.
You're trying. You're going to the open mics are important.
They are,
especially for comedy.
It is. You can't miss.
You can't skip that step.
You can't. Absolutely.
And it's a step that people kind of never stop doing.
Exactly.
I mean, some huge comics, they pop into clubs late at night. It's not an open mic, but because they're so famous.
Exactly.
But it's like, I'm popping up to do a slot. I got a couple new jokes I want to try out.
Yeah, totally.
So it's like it never ends.
So true. It never does.
I think the concept of like, oh, open mic is for beginners, or it's like, no, I think every comedian, even professional comedians, will pop on to an open mic somewhere at a club or whatever and try out some new material.
Well, totally. I mean, so do you know Rich Voss by chance?
I think
he's
so.
he's a little bit of an older dude. He was performing at the Saratoga Comedy Club. And I'll just tell a quick story about that because it was super funny. He was there like this time last year, and I was hosting the open mic that night, and I was talking to him before, and I was like, oh, like, let me know if you want to do some time up top at the mic, after your show, and like the comics would be stoked. Like,
he's a pretty big comic, right?
So like people usually they don't do it, but he was kind of flirting with me, so I was just like, and he's just like, yeah, sure, whatever. So he like kind of gives me his number. I'm like, and like Patrick like shows up after, and and he's like, whose number is that? I'm like, Rich Voss's, and he's like, keep it.
He's like, give it to me, too.
He's like, come on, So he ends up going up there for the open mic, and I end up lighting him like I light everybody else, and everyone's like, did you really just light Rich Voss? I'm like, why am I going to treat him any different?
Right.
We got to move it along, And he like gave me shit for it, but I think he almost respected me more for it. But I like went up there and kind of like made a joke because he was like talking about his wife and stuff. I'm like, oh, well, he handed me your number or whatever. So he comes over, he takes his number back, and I'm just like, what have I done, And then I message him on Instagram the next day because he had another show the following night.
Oh, fuck.
And I go, hey, sorry about that. Like, I was just trying to be funny. Do you want anyone, could I host for you tonight at the professional show? He's like, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. He did.
So I went, I hosted the professional show, and I'm like, I really think he like respected me more because of it.
Well, you like leaned into it and made a bit out of it. He's like, taking my number.
Exactly. It was super funny, but it just, how it all played out, I was like, what is going on?
I feel like with some fellow comedians, you got to be on a line of I love it and I hate you so much.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a line that you have like to like gain that respect. Like it's a walk. It's like you have to walk that line.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little dicey,
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with like a bigger comic, comic like Rich Voss.
Yeah.
It took me a second, and I'm like, I've seen like Comedy Central specials.
Oh yeah. Like he's been around, So it was funny how it played out, but
my mind at first it was like local guy named, and I'm like, no, not a local guy.
Local. He's like Jersey. He's been around.
Yeah, he's nationally known.
So I was at the gym like a couple weeks after, and I like look up and he's like on TV on like a talk show, and I'm just like, hey, I opened up for that guy.
That's really cool though.
Yeah.
That's cool as hell.
Yeah.
So I mean, you've talked about like how great like the Albany scene is here. But the comedy scene, like compared to like what people might expect, what's it like?
Oh, it's rough. Yeah, like it's not Austin. It's not New York City. You know,
I mean, we're talking Albany. We're up here, you know, near Glens Falls.
Yeah,
and there's
the closest comedy club, you know, is Saratoga, and that is on its way out. You know, it's not Albany. Funny Bone at the Cross Gates. That's the only proper comedy club.
Not much.
So we're just. Any venue, any bar, you know, we're building something, you know, and that takes a lot of energy in itself. It's completely different. You know, if I lived in New York City, there'd be way more mics available, way more opportunities, but way more competition too.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
so you
kind
of have to keep that in mind. Like that's the trade-off. It's like,
well, is it harder doing comedy in a smaller area? Is it easier doing comedy in a smaller area?
It depends on how you look at it. You know, I mean. It's easier in the sense that once you establish yourself a name and connections, like now people think of comedy in this area, they think of me, and that gives me an edge, you know? Like if there's a venue that wants to put on comedy, I've had people reach out to me to do it. Like I don't even have to like go get, that's ideal, you know?
That's
like
what putting in a few years will do.
Exactly. Like that's not going to happen in New York City, you know? Like, so it's hard, but like, and there's only like one mic a night, which is actually really good. Like in the like Hudson Valley area, it's even less. Like, which is weird because it's like closer to the city. But like they have
dead zone.
It's a weird dead zone.
Yeah.
There's not the scene. The people in the scene aren't willing to put in as much work to build it. Like here, people are like, hey, there's not as much opportunity. I'm going to create the opportunity.
So the capital region area is everyone's trying real hard to curate a good scene.
We're all really trying. We're all working together. We have like a Albany comedy group chat and Facebook group and all that stuff. And, you know, we all see each other regularly. And it's all about, you know, I put you on a show, you put me on a show. Like I scratch your back, you scratch my back. But, you know, ultimately you want to put on a good show. So you also have to be picky and choosy in that sense. You can't always just put your friend on, you know, it's got to be who's going to do a good job, you know. And but it's nice. I love kind of bringing the laughter to the area, you know, like there's nothing to do this time of year anyways in this area. So, you know, putting on a show here and there at different venues in Lake George, like people are happy. They're excited. They're like, this is different.
No,
you
it's
know?
great.
Yeah. Albany's a little saturated right now, unfortunately, where like it's harder to bring more like audience members into a lot of these shows because it's just like, then they're not as into it, you know. At least up here, I have the edge where people are like, oh, I've never been to a comedy show, or oh, that's the closest I could, like, oh, that's right down the road. I could go see comedy. I don't have to go like an hour away to do it. So that kind of helps in that sense.
Yeah, it's like people in Albany, like, what do they like? What do they have better to do?
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
I could be at Cross Gates right now.
Yeah, totally.
Like the comedy club is in Cross Gates.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so do both.
Yeah,
for sure.
Kill two birds with one stone.
Totally.
There.
So yeah.
Do you feel like more pressure? So when you leave the area or you're performing people that you don't know or haven't seen before, is there a relief in that?
Oh yeah.
Right? Isn't there? Yeah.
Very much so. Where it's just kind of like I pop in, and first of all, just being in front of new people in a new like room, it brings a new life to yourself that it's just like, you're just kind of like, you know, like you could tell jokes that you've told 100 times that you're kind of, over yourself, but these people are like, whoa, they love it, you know?
Yeah,
and
that's new to them.
Exactly. And that feels really good. You know, I feel like it can be tougher when it's like a room you've already done a lot of shows at, or like it's your friends where that added pressure of like having fresh material for people too. Cause you're like begging all these people to come to these shows. You better have some fresh material for them.
Yeah, like I don't want to hear the same show.
Yeah, they're like, please don't do your debut show over and over again.
Like, how am I ever going to hear the end of this?
Exactly. So
it's been 3 years.
I know, please just let it go. So yeah, it's like, it's interesting. There's something about like, even if it's like you do a show in another city in a new venue and there's only 10 people in the crowd, like you would think like, oh, this is going to be shit. That sometimes it's the best because those 10 people are like, yeah, they're just stoked.
You can have a good 10 people show.
And then they're like, sweet, like I'm gonna follow you on Instagram, like I liked you,
and
you know,
you can actually talk to all the people.
Exactly. So I like that. That's why I'm usually like inclined, like it's worth driving a couple hours to just get in front of some new people.
Yeah, it's nice to change the scenery.
Yeah, totally.
So Is there a heckle or comment that still lives in your head?
That's funny. Yeah. I mean, I guess I kind of like, I had this guy heckle me when I was hosting the open mic at the comedy club, probably like last year. And he was just so rude. Like, he just was, I don't even remember what he said, but he just said something right off the bat. And I really did not like it. And then he like kept being like yappy throughout it. And I had to be like, oh, have you ever been here before? And he's like, no. I'm like, so this is how it works. When we're up here, you shut the fuck up or you get out. Like, and I don't like to be that person. Like, that's not me. But like, you're not going to ruin this for everybody else, you know? And what was crazy is he ended up he was signed up. I had no idea. He was on the list like later on. He wasn't an actual comic. He was just going to try it. So he goes up there and he's just like sits down on the stool up there and he's just like, everybody just roast me. And we're like, okay. And we all destroyed this guy. What? It was the weirdest thing. I was throwing stuff at him. I was like, I was not having it. And everyone was like, are you good? I'm like, yeah, it's just a bad night, I guess. Like,
this guy, he's throwing me off.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like,
he doesn't sit right with me.
But more recently, this is a better example. I had a show at the Indian Lake Theater in Indian Lake, and I was super excited about it because it was my first theater show. It was a cute little venue, and I had a joke. It's a new joke that I really love it. I love it. It's a really good joke. It hits really hard. And this heckler, he guessed the punchline before I got to it and yelled it out.
Motherfucker.
And I was just like, you want to get up here? You want to do my jokes for me? You know, like it hit me, it really rubbed me the wrong way. I'm like, you're going to, whatever you got going on, because there were still people coming up after me. I'm like, whatever you're doing, get it out of your system now, because this isn't going to fly with the headliner, you know? Like, I was not happy about it. And I was just really excited about that joke, you know? And then it makes you wonder, you're like, wow, like, am I that predictable? Because obviously you don't want it to be that. He got lucky where he just got a good guess. He got lucky, and I was just like, oh, so that really pissed me off. But
that would piss me off too.
Yeah, you gotta just kind of move on from it. And you know, after he like came up and he shook my hand and was like, I'm sorry, and apologized. So you know, he took accountability for it.
That's
good. That's what you can really hope for. But in the moment, I was just like, I'm gonna drop
the sorries are always good.
Exactly.
You can self-reflect.
Exactly.
But you know, my biggest piece of advice to someone like that is just shut the fuck up in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. Like, please, like,
just don't say anything.
Yep, just, you know.
Especially if you're like another comic.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. No, he was a troll. So it is what it is. But he got out of the system, and then the other comics went up after, and they had smooth sailing.
Yeah,
so.
And that's just the beginning of the things that I mean, I'm sure it's been.
Yeah.
What a crazy industry.
It really is.
What's the most like unexpected place that you found comedy inspiration from?
Ooh, most unexpected. I don't really know what would be unexpected. I mean, like I said, I get a lot of my material from my own life, my own personal experience.
Lived experience.
Yeah. So, you know, lots of, like, I have some childhood stuff. I've got a lot of relationship stuff. I've got a lot of day-to-day stuff. I mean, I feel like I have some jokes that I like riffed with some like friends at like the afters at a late night, you know, party, 6 a.m. in the kitchen, where I'm just like, I got no business being here right now. I'm kind of, you know, partying really hard, but like sometimes you come up with some crazy stuff in those moments, and some of them hit, you know. So I guess
pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, I guess like the benders are kind of like, I did not expect that coming. Like,
you're like, some of my latest craziest nights.
Yeah. And I'm just like, this seemed like a silly thing that we laughed at in the moment. But I mean, I tell people all the time where I'm just like, you know, you're not going to get any credit for this joke, but like you might get royalties someday. Like that's all I got for you. And everyone's always like, well, I'm not going to do it, so go ahead. Like I'm not going to go on stage and do it, you know? So some of my jokes is something that my friend said that was funny, you know? And
if they're not going to take it.
Exactly. Like there's nothing wrong.
Share it with the world.
That's still my experience. I was still there for it,
exactly.
You know? So
yeah, why wouldn't you?
Yeah. So I guess like I would say that from other people, would be my answer.
Yeah, I was gonna say you've already got the lived experience.
Yeah,
your comment, you keep it super real. There's
I
no
do.
fluff.
No,
there's no like. It's very just like, hey, I'm not going to call it a trauma dump.
No, but it is. Yeah. I'll call it a trauma dump.
Okay.
No, it very much is. And I think that, honestly, I like that, because it makes me feel like I'm doing something more than just going up there and saying something outrageous. Like
Right.
there's a deeper meaning to it. And some of the stuff I'll say is really vulnerable and that's uncomfortable for me. But then I'll have people be like, wow, like I've been through something like that. Like, thank you for like kind of bringing that to light.
It's like you can heal yourself while helping other people heal through the jokes.
And it makes me feel like I have like a bigger purpose. And like that could be a little of the delusion.
But lightening the load.
Yeah, exactly.
Because a lot of people have trauma or similar experiences, and if they can relate to anything you're saying and see the fact that you can stand there and joke about it, I mean that's a huge,
totally.
like you're giving people permission to be like, hey, this doesn't need to be some like big, dark, crazy secret.
There's some heavy thing that I have to carry alone.
Yeah,
like this. Yeah.
That's great.
And that's kind of, I think that was the big thing with my debut show too, where I was very much just like, I'm just going to shine a light on the darkest parts of myself and my life. And that's something too that I think has been really important for me, is that like, if you can laugh at yourself and the situations you found yourself in, you can help make peace with that. And
which is what you do most of the time.
Exactly. Because I'm just like, I don't want to carry this shame anymore. I just want to own it.
You do.
Yeah. And that's totally. And I think that that's a gift for myself and hopefully for others.
For sure.
Yeah, so.
I mean, honestly, the honesty is like one of the what makes it so authentic.
Exactly.
It's not like these are some made up bullshit stories. Not that you can't like write and embellish or whatever, but no, it's like your lived experience.
And I think that helps me keep like it in check too, where like I'm not worried about stealing jokes or plagiarizing, because this is my truth and this is my life.
Yeah, you're not going to tell somebody else's story.
Exactly. Like so it's like, other people have jokes about this type of stuff, but like this is my twist on it and my experience on it, and that shines through. So that gives me an advantage where it doesn't feel like a joke as much of like just like a scripted joke in that sense. It's more just like storytelling almost.
It is, and storytelling is like probably the main way people tell jokes.
Exactly.
It's not like, hey, what did the doctor say to the, that's when you think of that kind of joke.
Exactly.
So it's hard. It's harder to write these jokes. It's not just like, I got a funny one. No, it's like you got a setup, you got a story, you've got a punchline.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah. And then I feel like you connect with the audience a little bit more because they see that and they feel that authenticity. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And I mean, you can also, people like being hooked on something. If you say like, if you're super honest about something in your past or whatever, people are like, whoa, and it immediately grabs their attention.
Exactly. And
then they just want to listen to you.
Yeah.
But what do you hope, or no, what would you tell somebody who's been thinking about doing comedy but keeps talking themselves out of it?
Well, I'll tell you what I just told my good friend the other day. He's always like, when's the mic? I want to do it. And he's got a background. He was in a band and stuff too, so he's already got that stage presence. So he's half the battle's there. And what I told him, I was like, forgive yourself in advance for it's not going to be perfect the first time you do it, because he's telling me, he's like, well, I want it to go like this and I want it to be like this and I want it to, and I'm like, you can want all you want, like, but it's just going to play out how it's going to play out. And
I think this is a sign.
You just have to go.
You just got to do it. I don't know who you're talking about.
You know him, but you do. Yeah.
What's his name? Who is it?
Greg Merrick.
Greg. Oh my God, Greg, you're funny.
Greg, we love you. You're
should
funny.
Try it. You should really try it.
Please do it.
Oh my God, I love Greg.
He's so great, and he's so funny in real time. He's got the stage presence.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
He could do it.
But he's just been talking himself out, which I understand. But I hope I see you tomorrow at the open mic, because I am telling you, you got this. Yeah.
Now I'll harass him. I'll be like, you should do it.
Please do. Yeah.
What do you hope people misunderstand less about comedians? That's a weirdly phrased question.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah. So like what?
Like, what do you feel like is misunderstood?
Yeah. I guess we're not all just in it for ourselves. And we're not all assholes. You know, I think that there's kind of like a stereotype that a lot of, and that has been the case. We're not all gatekeepers, you know, and I think that that defers a lot of people too, where they're just like, what, I'm just going to do comedy and like these like established comedians are just going to accept me. It's like, kind of, yeah, if you put in the work, sure,
if you keep showing up.
yeah, you know, like it's not like we open the door immediately for everybody, because if we did that, you know, there'd be a bunch of people who were there'd be people who are like, I'm a comic, is like, you did an open mic once, you know.
Yeah,
like,
it's like you just stand,
you know, like we're proud of you for doing that, you know, but like you got to be a little bit more established than that. Yeah, I mean, we're not all jerks, you know. And
the male 90s comics
exactly
thing is over.
Yeah, totally. The gatekeeping, it's a kind of a new generation where it's like there's a lot more support, like where it's like we can all lift each other up. It's not just like I'm gonna backstab this person to get like a better gig than them. It's more like, hey, do you want to do this gig with me? You know what I mean? So
that's good. That's how any of these creative endeavors, I feel like, succeed, is you have to work well with others.
Community over competition always.
Yeah,
that's a good, always.
That's like a really good thing to keep in your mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is a good year in comedy? Like, so 3 years now. This next year, what would a good year look like on the trajectory? Yeah,
so I'm you know, I've done some hosting gigs at the Comedy Works in Saratoga, and I'm doing an open mic at the Funny Bone in Albany. I scored a guest spot there like a month or so ago, snuck right in because Patrick was already booked on it, and I was just like, I'm coming with you to the show. Yeah. And I had no expectations. I wasn't like, I'm getting a guest spot. I just was available.
You snuck right in, like you said.
Hung out in the green room and introduced myself as a comic as well, but was very much like, all right, good luck, guys. I'll see you out there.
Yeah.
You know, and Patrick came up and was like, he offered you a 5-minute guest spot. You want it? And I was like, yeah, like I want to get on that stage, you know?
That's why I'm here, baby.
So yeah, exactly. No, I'm not here to support you. I'm here for myself. Like, no. So they worked out really well. But I would say that this year, I'm really kind of trying to hone in more on the club scene and like get on like some bigger stages and some more theater shows and stuff. Like the bar shows, they have their benefits, and I'm grateful for stage time regardless. But you know, ultimately, you're trying to take a step in the right direction, and I would hate to just do bar shows for the rest of my life. You know?
Like the small town theaters, like the ones we were talking about earlier. Those are some of the greatest venues.
They really are. There's a lot of history to them. There's a lot of charm. There's nothing like performing in a theater than you feel like you're really performing in that sense. You know what I mean?
It's like feels like a performance.
Exactly.
Space.
You feel like you're doing something more. You feel like you're on to something, that their hard work is like going into some stuff. I'm looking for some more acting gigs too for this year, because I've got a movie coming out actually. I'll just plug the premiere real quick. So it's called It's Always Almost Over, and at Proctor's Theater actually in Schenectady on January 31st at 7 p.m. they're doing the premiere for it. So
very cool.
It's my first feature film. My buddy Sean Barnes, he's a comic, amazing comic, a dear friend of mine. He's been making movies for like a decade with his buddy Jay, and they were like, we're making a new movie, we want you to audition for this role, we think you'd be great for it.
Cool.
So that was huge, and I was like, all right, yeah. So it was like a year and a half ago I went in for the audition, and they're like, we'd like you to offer you the role. And it's been a long time. Like, we got delayed with production, with scheduling, and there's so much that goes into making a movie that I don't even know. Like, the set days alone are like 12-hour days. It's a lot of work. Yeah. But it was so much fun, and I'm so excited to see it come to life.
So the 31st.
The 31st.
January 31st.
Yeah.
Proctor's.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about that. Their movies in the past are like on Amazon Prime and stuff, so they'll be streamable at some point.
Oh, cool.
But I think
awesome.
I think they got to do like a whole film festival tour thing first.
There's so
show
much
it
show it at a couple places before you just release it.
Totally. So there's still some steps going into it, but I've been reassured that I did a good job, and I'm really
I have been reassured I did a good job.
Did I do okay? Please. And it's like, you're okay, calm down.
You're like, I can go to sleep now, thank you.
Yeah, we'll talk about our vulnerable thing, you know, like comedy's like cool where it's just like you go up there, and if you bomb, like no one's probably recording. If you don't record, then like there's no evidence of it really,
Right.
like this is like something that people can watch over and over again. So like I want it to be a good performance.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't do it. You acted in it, but you didn't write.
Exactly. Yeah. So
not my material.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just had to deliver it. So and I had some scenes that really kind of like pushed me out of my comfort zone, and that was good. And I had to hit some different ranges with my emotions. And for my first time, I'm happy so far with how it went. And
That's great.
I have a clip from it too that they got to me almost immediately, so that I've been able to use that to send in for like other auditions and stuff.
Oh, nice. So you have like at least something.
Exactly. So I actually have some sides I got to read tonight that I'm going to do an audition for a short film instead for this one. But yeah, so hopefully just looking for some more acting opportunities.
Yeah.
There's no acting open mics, unfortunately. There's acting classes, but they're expensive, so.
And there's auditions.
Exactly. So it's a whole different world, but it's comedy adjacent, and it's also something that I'm really passionate about. So
yeah, like you said, you were doing musical theater as a kid.
Exactly.
Right?
So I'm hoping that more opportunity will come of this.
That's how I got my start too.
Yeah.
Of doing like being on stage.
I think it really gives you a little bit of an advantage. I have a lot of friends that are so funny and they're just still trying to get comfortable on stage.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I think you're really right, because I think maybe we both took it for granted being on stage as a kid.
Truly.
And you're just comfortable
exactly.
already.
Yeah. And if you're comfortable being in the spotlight, because like especially like comics in general, we're kind of notorious for being weirdos. You know what I mean? Like just socially awkward, like super like squirrely almost, so to be able to like get on stage, like it's not easy for a lot of people.
No, it's really not. It's one of the hardest things to do.
So,
do you get like nervous tummy?
Yeah, I get some tummy stuffs. Sometimes gotta hit the bathroom.
Like before a set or something?
Some moving parts and stuff.
It's so annoying.
Yeah. But it's interesting, like I've done shows really messed up, like super drunk, and on some other stuff, and then I've done some shows completely sober, and
just a mix of amalgamation.
I'm just trying to get comfortable no matter what the circumstances.
Well, today I'm trying meth. Tomorrow,
Maybe I'm a meth comic.
Like, oh my God, she's that meth. Kay Goutos, she's that meth comic.
They don't call it method for nothing. Like, I don't know.
She's a meth actor. Oh, like a meth? No, meth. She does meth.
She's addicted to meth. Yeah. Exactly.
But you and Patrick, you were saying you guys have a podcast. Tell me about the podcast.
We do, yeah. We've been on a little bit of a hiatus because we've been a little bit busy with some family stuff for the past couple months. But yeah, we have a podcast. It's called I Hate When That Happens. And it's fun. It's just, it's really us just talking about comedy, the industry. We talk about movies and stuff too. He's a big movie buff.
Nice. I Hate When That Happens?
Yeah, I Hate When That Happens. Yeah.
You can find it on
all the streaming stuff. We've got social media and stuff too. And we have some guests here and there as well. And he's a screenwriter too, so we'll talk movies, we'll talk whatever.
Nice.
Really.
Oh, that's cool. Does a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, he's very creative and crafty. Exactly.
Very cool.
It's very, very cool. So
I'm only good at like two things.
Yeah, right. But then it's nice because then you can be like really good at those two things. You spread yourself too thin sometimes.
Like I want to be a jack of all trades.
I know, I get that.
I suck at carpet. Like I can't do carpentry or anything.
You look like you'd be good at it.
Son of a bitch. You're right. I do look like I'd be good at it. It's the flannel. I just got this.
It's nice.
And
I like it.
I'm like,
is that the Summit shirt you're wearing underneath too?
Oh, actually, no. It's the shirt we stole the idea for the Summit shirt from.
I knew I recognized it because I have the Summit shirt.
So this is Mile of Music.
Okay, cool.
From Wisconsin.
I love that. Whoops, busted.
I love that you said it. No, but we love the shirt. We definitely got the
inspiration.
idea.
I could see that, and you gifted me that shirt too.
Yeah.
I remember you were just like, take this, and I have like a bunch of Wild Adriatic merch because of that from the Summit, which was so much fun.
I should have. I don't actually. I have this shirt, but I don't even have one of those shirts. I try not to be the guy who's like, I've got a bunch of my own band shirts.
Oh, I get that. That can be a little awkward.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have some shirts too. Patrick actually got me some shirts for Christmas last year that say "Gay for Kay." they're super cute, but I don't wear them because that'd be weird. But he likes to wear it.
I would rather wear that than like my own band swag.
Exactly.
Decked out with a hat and a t-shirt, maybe a bomber jacket that says Wild Age. If I'm here alone for my pajamas,
sure,
I'll wear a shirt that's a couple sizes too big.
Yeah, as you should. Just that too.
Yeah, just a long shirt. shirt.
Little nighty.
Yeah, just like a big Wild Adriatic moo-moo.
Oh my God. I was wearing the Wild Adriatic sweatshirt to work. I work at a PT office for doing massage and stuff. And
Yeah.
there's one of my colleagues like followed me into the room. Just knock. He's like, "Is that a Wild Adriatic?" I'm like, "Yes, it is." And we started chatting it up. It was funny.
Have you ever seen the Wild Adriatic onesie?
No, you have a onesie?
We did. So I think we did it for a rock boat. We had
Okay.
some left over. So it's not like it was a huge stock, but they were so huge.
Oh my God, that's fun.
Like when people had to pack them in their suitcases.
That must have been such a bitch.
Not close.
That's like the hardest thing with merch too, is just having to lug it around. Like that's why I never remember to bring my merch anywhere, because I always forget it. And then it's also like,
but it's the only way we make any money.
Exactly.
Do you have a website going?
I do, yeah. KayGoutosComedy.com.
KayGoutosComedy.com.
Yeah.
KayGoutos.
There's an extra Goutos.
No
You're
S.
so close.
God
That's why
damn.
you pronounced it wrong before. Goutos. You're good. People do it all
No,
the time.
I just gout
The
toes.
gout toes.
Because I have them sometimes.
People have told me that it sounds like gout toes.
That's
for sure.
Goutos.
Yeah,
Now
it's Goutos.
I'm like, I'm going to use like Gouda cheese.
Yes,
Goutos.
yeah, that's a classic one to remember. Yeah.
Well, I feel stupid.
I don't feel stupid. It's this area's whitewashed, and apparently Goutos is exotic, even though it's just Greek.
Like I don't look whitewashed enough already. So now I'm going to be like, Kathleen Goutos. I'm like, now that I know it's wrong,
I know.
I'm just like, bah.
Oh, you're good. I've heard some stuff. I'll tell you what. People will say the most random stuff, and then they'll say it wrong. Like,
Yeah, well, I guess it's just once you know. I guess why would you ever be like, Travis? By the way you say my last name is this.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm like, no. Usually we don't address each other by our last name.
I know.
If it would be funny if we were like a sports team, and you're like, great.
Yeah.
I'm like, Goutos.
What up?
What's up, dog?
How you been?
So, tell me about your upcoming things. So the 30th, there's something.
Yes,
is what we talked about
January
earlier.
30th at the Springbrook Hall Distillery.
Yep. Okay.
It's just a comedy showcase. So that's in Fort Anne. I'm really excited about that. My good friend Tess Bannon's family owns it. So
very cool.
Yeah, so that's going to be a lot of fun. That's kind of the debut one there. As long as it goes well, we're going to be doing some more in the future as well. And then, the
next day,
the following night is the premiere for the movie. So it's going to be a busy weekend. Going to get all dolled up and have my friend do like my makeup and hair for the premiere and be a little extra for it. But
yeah,
I don't mind being extra. It's fun.
Any reason to dress up
exactly.
these days,
Any excuse.
In a world of sweatpants.
I'm
all for it. Believe me, every day I wear sweatpants. But.
Totally. So yeah, I'm excited for that. If you guys can come through, it's free. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. It's free.
It's free.
So go.
Yeah, just saying.
Anything else? Is there anything I'm forgetting social media plugging wise?
No. You have covered it all. You've been a fantastic host.
And thank you.
Taking notes over here for my own podcast because I could do much better.
Glad. Honestly, it's been a great talk. I've learned a lot.
Yeah, I'm so glad. I've had a lot of fun. You've had some really great, interesting questions and stuff, and have made me kind of dive deep in my own brain.
Yeah, get into that psyche. I hope we don't have a breakdown or something later.
Yeah, I mean, no promises that I won't.
No,
you never know.
We don't want to get into another manic episode.
But no, maybe that's the one that makes me famous. Manic episode.
See, these are the things that actually work somehow. This actually works. I don't know how, but that's showbiz, baby.
Exactly. It is.
Kay Goutos, everybody.
Thanks so much for having me.
She's a comedian. Go check her out on Instagram, Facebook, wherever.
Yes.
KayGoutosComedy.com. Check it out. Follow Rough Pumpkin. Subscribe.
Please do.
Yeah. Thanks, Kay.
Thank you. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.